Guys, welcome back to Iris After Hours. We are in Nazareth, Israel, and I am with the most amazing couple in the world. These guys, Paulo and Rebekah. This is incredible. Thank you. We're in their home in Nazareth, in
Yes.
where this is where Jesus grew up. Can anything good come from Nazareth? Yes. Look at these guys. Come on. These guys are amazing.
Yes.
Guys, welcome to Iris After Hours, guys. Thank you for coming to, thank me for coming to Nazareth. Thank you for letting us into your home.
Yes. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, you, Paulo, were born in Mozambique?
Yes, I born in Mozambique. I'm a Mozambican 100%. My family
Come on.
and and God just brought me here in Israel now.
I know. I want to hear this whole story. This is so crazy, you guys. So you are married.
Yes,
How long have you been married?
for 2 years now.
2 years. Come
Yes.
on. Woo.
Yeah.
2 years.
So I need to find out everything that happened for this miracle of love to happen. So let's go back. How did you guys first connect with Iris and Mama Heidi and Papa Roland? Paolo, tell us your story.
Okay. As as I say, I grew up in Mozambique. Grew up in Pemba. I born in Pemba. And I start to go to the school in the base.
Oh yeah,
Iris, yes.
yes, the Iris Arco Irish School.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I start to go there, and my grandfather, he didn't like me to go there because it was about Christians.
Oh, he
and
didn't
was
like the
Muslim.
Christian. Oh, he was Muslim.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for him, the things was very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, it's against my religion, and you need to don't go to this school. But one day I just signed up, and I just decided to go. And how I come to be close to Iris because of that school.
Yes.
And my friend, one day we had a meeting, like a school meeting.
Yes.
And Mama Hari, she come say, all the children, I would love if they can come every Wednesdays on the church. So for me, it was like, my grandfather doesn't want me to go to church, to go to church,
Yes.
And suddenly, she come again. It's like and she talked that day about gift. Like, I will give you gift if you come to the church, And I didn't know what was waiting for me there, like what was waiting for me inside of the church. And when I get there, that was the first day that I felt the Holy Spirit.
Oh no! Tell us what happened.
So it was not like a gift, like to give me something in my hands. It was a gift that the Lord was preparing for me.
Oh wow!
Surprise.
And that day is like I fell and I couldn't, my body couldn't react to nothing, really. And for me, to the beginning, it was very hard to like read, and then like a couple of things. Even I couldn't speak English.
Yep.
But after that day, and I start to read, and I start to speak English.
No way!
And I
It was
come
like
to-
supernatural.
Yeah, and from that time, from that day, even they asked me if I can serve on the outreach with the children program,
Yes.
and from there, just until today, until 2015, that
Yes.
I come to meet my wife, and we just start our journey.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh!
But that's the short story.
Yes.
And as we go on the outreach meantime with Mama Heidi, and I was playing with the children. That was my program in Translate,
Yes.
and I really like that show because it was a calling that God had called me to work on that how can I say it?
Ministry.
That ministry.
Yeah.
And then
Evangelism.
and
And we call it Pemba evangelismo, hey?
evangelismo.
Yeah.
And then I really see how God is moving.
Yeah.
Because I have been there around 7 years, so to see what was going on every weekend outreach, and to see how many people they come to life,
And they
like how
respond.
many
And
people that
get
they get
healed.
healed, how many people that
crazy.
there was they couldn't hear and the ears are open.
I know.
For me, it was
crazy?
like here's my home. I need to stay with
Mhm.
my family. You know what I mean? Because God, Jesus, He's the head.
Whoa.
So as a Christian, we
Come
need
on.
a body. You
Preach
know
it,
what I mean?
Paolo.
So,
Whoa.
so that it was like, okay, this is my body. I have to be connected with Him. You
Yeah.
know?
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's so.
So that's my story.
Paolo. Now, Rebecca, how
Wow,
did you
my
find
story
out
is-
about this crazy stuff happening in Africa?
How I find out? Well, I have a friend that he went there.
Oh,
Chaim.
Oh,
He
hi.
went. Yeah, you know him. Okay.
I've heard. It.
Well, anyways, he went there.
Which school did he go to? Which number?
I don't remember.
Right.
I don't remember. But when he came back from Mozambique, he was very changed. I mean, we know him before and we know him after, and something changed in him, and that called my attention. But I didn't really understood what is that. Besides that, I was praying from 12 years old that God would work in my life in Africa. I said, God, if you want to
Yeah.
do something in my life, do it in Africa. Because I always had a heart for Africa, always.
Yes.
So then when I finished army, I actually left my faith.
Yes.
I
So
didn't-
let me tell you. Tell us about the army. So what do you mean finished army? Because a lot of these people don't know what happens here in Israel.
Okay, so I'm living in Israel. So in
Come on.
Israel, when we get to 18 years old, we go to the army
For how long?
for 2 years.
2
I mean,
years. Can you get that, guys? 2 years.
Girls for 2 years and
Boys,
guys for 3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
Compulsory. Like you have to do it.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
must
have a choice.
do it. You
No
must.
choice.
Yeah,
No
there's
choice.
There's
Yeah.
no choice.
You need to do
Are
it.
you going to do some? Serious?
No.
Not yet. No.
Maybe I can be a volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after that, like when you go to the army, you actually take the identity of the army. They're
Yes.
telling you who you are, how you need to dress, what you need to, you are
Yeah.
become
The
to be a
discipline.
soldier.
Yeah.
Exactly. So after that, when you finish, you don't really know who you are and what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So after army, I started to get
you lose your
depressed,
faith a
and
bit,
I
you
lost
say?
my faith in Jesus.
Wow.
I passed through a hard moment in my life that I said, okay, God, you let this happen. I don't want to believe in you anymore.
So hang on, let's rewind. Where did your faith in Jesus come from before? When did it happen when you were a child?
I actually grew up in a believer family.
Ah, so like
But,
a messianic family.
Yeah, but I always was on and off. Like I know I love God, but
Yes.
I don't really know what it means to believe in God. I thought
Okay.
that God is actually a father that is sitting somewhere just judging my sins,
Yes.
and he want to send me to hell. That is what that's what I believe.
Harsh father. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds very very bad right now, but
No,
this is
no.
exactly what I believed.
Hey, we like honesty.
Yeah, and then when I get to
Like
the army, after that I actually said I don't want to believe in you, God, because I mean any little thing that I will do, you're just gonna send me to hell. So I cannot believe in a God like that because I'm not gonna be perfect. I like to smoke and I like to I don't know, drink and
Yes.
go for parties and do stuff. So how it's
So-
gonna work, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then I was in depression for 1 year from that time. And I get to a very, very bad times. And one day when I was kind of almost, giving up on myself, I contacted my parents. I told them that. They brought me to the salon. They said, you must receive Jesus. He's the only way. Then I said, okay, I'm going to receive Jesus. And I can share that with all my heart, and God knows it's truth. I saw black and white until that moment. But in the moment that I said, Yeshua, come into my heart, I saw colors. I saw like the gate out of my pain. I was in depression. It was terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's amazing.
Then from that moment, actually, God started talk to me about that He's gonna do something in my life. But the first words that He said to me is, "I love you as you are." And what I need to do now, don't do nothing. I just love you as you
isn't
are.
that beautiful?
It's
That's so
beautiful.
important, isn't it?
It's amazing. That changed my life. And He said to me that I'm gonna
Whoa.
get an encounter with Him.
Hey,
with
we
His
need to
love.
get t-shirts. Does someone make a t-shirt? I love you just the way you are.
He loves me just about.
Yes.
And then He started to show me that He prepared something, but I didn't really. I mean, I didn't even thought about Africa, or Mozambique, or Heidi Baker. I don't know. I didn't even knew what is that.
Yep.
Then my friend Shiran, that she went with me, she said to me, "Listen, I'm gonna go to Mozambique for 3 months. You wanna come?" I said, "I'm going with you." That's how everything started. I didn't knew that I'm gonna go to Harvard School. I knew that God is preparing something, but I didn't really knew what is preparing. Then when we get to Mozambique, me and Shirana, we discovered there is a missionary school. That was the first time. They was like, "What? God, what you brought us?" But it's amazing. It's amazing
That's
because
awesome.
yeah, it's amazing because that school was talk about identity.
Yes.
I mean, all the identity that I lost
Wow.
and all what I didn't understood, God actually works very, very deep in that place.
Wow.
Like the first thing that I get there is God loves you as you are. Whoever was around me, God loves you as you are.
That's so
You have
powerful.
freedom here. And that's what I love because what really changed my life is that I feel like always people judge me because I have a strong character. And always I showed rejection to everybody because I felt rejected. So I reject you before you reject me.
Yeah.
So when I came to Iris, that's the first thing that I did. I reject everybody.
Yes.
I reject my mother of the house. I reject the friends around. I reject even my friends. Whoever was around me, I just don't come closer. And what I love is that they really give me the freedom to let God work in my life, and they just let me be who I am. Like
Yeah.
doesn't matter like if I'm getting angry or something. They love me and they hug me and they treat me exactly as they treat everybody else. And I think that also helped for the process that God did in my life.
Wow.
So it was amazing, and God talked to me about that He planned my birth, that He thought about me, that He loves me, that and it started to remind me things that I never thought that God actually knows that. Like things that it happened to my life, but it was like in this moment I was here, and in that moment I was there, and I love you as you are, and you are beautiful. And start talk to me. You are beautiful. You think you're not, but you are beautiful from the inside and out, and that identity, a lot of
Yes.
identity. So in Iris, actually, God talked to me about how much He loves me and how much I'm important to Him, and that was the school.
Wow.
So it was amazing, changed my life
Wow.
completely.
And then what? Something else happened at the school as well. What else happened at the school?
I
They
can
call it
tell
Bible
a
college or
story.
bridal college? I know. Bible college. Sorry.
Yeah. So what happened in that school?
I'll say my
You-
part later.
You were serving on evangelist mode
Yeah, I was serving
and
the-
translating
in
for Heidi,
outreach. Yeah, and
and translating from English to Makua.
Yeah. So
Oh no, is it English to Makua then to Portuguese or English Portuguese Makua?
just the English to Makua.
English to Makua.
Depend where we was.
Should we get your coffee? That's all right. It's all good.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. That's perfect.
Depend where when we was going to do the ministry or the Church of Jesus film. You know.
Ah, yes.
So
Which language?
Yeah, depend of the language they speak there. So what happened?
Can we light
Our-
the Musgan?
What's that?
Can we light the Musgan?
Yes.
Very hard for me.
Look, you're going to hear a little bit of white noise in the background, but it's getting a bit hot in here because this is Israel. So we're going to turn the AC
He's in
on.
the Middle
You ready?
East and it's hot.
You ready? You ready? Listen. It's magic. It's just like magic. Hang on. Did it work?
What's the word?
Oh, here it comes. Is it coming?
No.
One more.
Just one more
It's
time,
two,
yeah.
two times.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, look
Thank
at
you,
that.
God.
Sorry, we're getting a bit warmer here. There's a big storm happening outside. We're being blessed because when it rains in Israel, it's a Jewish blessing, isn't it? Isn't the rain a Jewish blessing? Yeah. Come on.
Oh,
So
that's cold here.
we've got the window shut because if we open the windows, we're going to get soaking wet and we'll get too cold.
So what happened is that I was live with the family Ashlyn Ross.
Oh, Ash and Rose.
Yes,
Were they up in?
Mosimba. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were up at Masimba.
Yeah, I was live there, and then
Oh,
sometime
the other Aussies.
yeah, the
Aussies. Oi,
So
oi, oi.
somehow I have to come to Harvard School
Yes.
to help with some stuff. I was working inside. So when the student they come back and I arrive there, and then I have to help in the water store to get water for the people to them.
Oh yeah, the water
houses,
store. Yes.
You know, so I take the first there was one family they asked me to help them. I take the water and I want to give to them. And I come
Just
back
like
again.
Mary getting the water for Joseph.
Joseph for Mary.
So what happened the next time? I come and then I hear first different language than I never heard in my ears. You know, I'm like, let me try to understand who's speaking. And I saw her speaking Hebrew, and I said I didn't know that it was Hebrew.
Wow.
That's for real. I'm like, which language do you speak? And she's like, I'm speaking Hebrew, the language that Jesus spoke. I was like, wow, that's super interesting. How can I learn that language? You know? And from that time, I feel something. You know, I felt like, wow, this is a beautiful madame. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to go far. So I asked
Wow.
her, so tell me, how can I learn the language? And she's like, maybe I can teach you. And I said, maybe I can teach you my language as well, Makua. But we didn't really go far away. After there, we didn't meet anymore.
Oh, okay. That was the
What
first
happened? Why we didn't catch up anymore? Because I know that I had some feelings. So to live with Ashley and Rose was something as well that God was working in my life.
Yes.
You know? And after that, I'm like, God, if this young lady if my feelings they are really come from you, tell me what can I do. And God really spoken to me, say, leave her alone from right now. You know, I need to work in her life.
Oh.
Really, I never.
So that's because that's why you needed to get the identity stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
From high school.
And I will talk about it later.
And I didn't. I didn't
so
knew
amazing.
nothing. I'm like, but
Yes.
why I need to wait? But I'm like, okay, God, you know what? I obey whatever you say. You
Wow,
know?
it's so
And
good,
then
Paolo.
I wait for her until the harvest school end. But every weekend I used to go there, you know, see her, and I never come to her say, hey, how are you? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Just the first day, and I leave everything in God's hands.
Amazing.
So good,
And
Paolo.
I just say, God, your will be done on this, because my past was very not good, and
Yeah.
I give myself bad reputation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm like, God, I want you to clean everything. I
Come
need just
on.
obey you. You know what I mean?
Wow, it's so good,
And
Paolo.
then just I usually, as I say, I usually come every weekend just to see her without talking to her,
Yeah.
just to see her from far away.
Yes, and I
Ah.
didn't knew it.
And just to pray like, God, I bless her. God, just I'm waiting for your day. Whenever you will say yes, Lord, I will obey. So you wanna share before
That's
what happened?
amazing.
You wanna share what happened?
Yeah, so what was
before
happening
got
for you
to
in this
school?
journey?
What was happening to me at that actually time is that
When the water boy, did anything happen for you when the water boy came?
wait, I will tell you what happened. What happened is that when I left Israel, my spiritual mother, she said to me, she's a prophet, so she said, I see your husband around you, but the secret in finding the husband is concentrate on Jesus. As long as your
What
eyes
good-
focus on Jesus, he's going to become closer
Yeah.
to you.
Oh my gosh, your spiritual mother's very wise. Come on.
Yeah.
Really, like,
So-
oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Same-
amazing, right?
It's very
and the
emotional.
same thing happened with you too, really.
Yeah, and
So
I'm
that's
like,
wait.
God is
Yeah,
like,
focus
wait,
on me,
just
obey me,
relax.
But he talked to him in Mozambique. God talked to me in Israel before I left to Mozambique.
Yeah.
And she said, if you're looking for him, you're not going to see him. It's just not going to be.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And actually, later, the 2 days before I left Asher, this pastor that I was saying today, he said to me, well, your husband is right there. I can see the man that loves you is right there. But don't try to see him because you're not going to be seeing him. Just if you focus on Jesus, then you're going to see him.
Oh, he's right
Which
there.
was
Delivering
the secret.
water to your house right there.
Yes. But in that moment, I said, come on, I don't want to marry it right now. Because I was so in love with Jesus and trying to see what
Yes.
God had for me
Yeah.
that in my mind never passed him at Paulo
No.
and nobody.
Yeah.
So when I get to there, Paulo actually is telling me later, I met you in the water store. I'm like, I don't remember you.
Yeah, she don't remember
It's
nothing at all.
amazing. I didn't remind Paulo until the end. I didn't knew him. I never even knew that he was watching me from somewhere. I didn't knew. God actually took that time away everything from my eyes and he worked in my life.
Wow, and you needed it too
I
because of the
needed it.
depression and
I needed
the
it.
IDF and then coming
Yes.
out and you
I
needed to
needed
find
definitely.
who you are in Him.
Yeah, and a week before I saw Paulo, we just said we know one another. I'm like, I don't know you, but before that happened, God started to ask me, what do you think about? Who is the type of husband you looking for? What do you want from your husband? And I had a list actually of what I want from my husband.
Come on, write a list. Send me another
Wait.
t-shirt. Write a list.
Well, the
Okay.
thing is that God said, okay, you have your list, but let me tell you my list.
Come on.
And then he started talking to me about what he think that is good for me.
Oh.
For you think this is good for you, but I think this is good for you. And then he started go talk about the colors. So what about if I give you Chinese? And I was like, no, God, I don't want. What about if I give you this? I'm like, no. And it actually was laughing with me. And then he said, okay, I will tell you. And then I got a vision, me in there in Africa, and a black man that I didn't saw a face proposing me. And I was like, no way. You're telling me I'm going to marry and I'm going to stay right here forever? And God said, yes, I'm going to bring you here. You're going to be going to Israel for a while, but you're going to come. And that was the first time that God talked to me about my husband. I didn't knew who was my husband because I
No.
didn't saw his face
No.
and the vision. But then one day we was at the kitchen, and then me and my friend we went, and that was the first time that I saw him. And how it's happened is that we asked Paulo, what do you want to do in your future? And he said, I want to be a pastor. And right there, my eyes was open, and I saw him for the first time. And there is what I said, God, you're talking to me. And then something happened in my heart, and I knew that it's Paulo.
And there was
But
not
we
the
didn't
first
know
time
about it. We
that I
didn't
saw
talk
her.
about it, right? We
Oh,
didn't
so
talk
you're
about
both. You
In that
didn't
moment,
talk.
we
And
was.
this is at the end of the school.
Yes, it was like maybe 1 week before the school finished, and that there is where I was like, oh my God, I saw him, and I said, this guy is something special.
Like we didn't talk nothing about it, you know what
No.
I mean? We didn't go so far.
Yeah.
Even I didn't knew because, I mean, I knew that God is saying wait, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But to me, I didn't want to like maybe go in a rush. I'm like, no. I'm waiting for God's will. God's time, I believe that's the perfect time, you know what I mean? And I wait, even that day, like it was the second time that maybe I can say that we talked maybe for around 10 minutes because it was in the kitchen, and that was the first time that we talked.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
we
the second
did
time.
nothing
Yes.
actually.
The second time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the second
Yeah.
time that we really talk, and I'm like, okay. Even I didn't show nothing. I think like what I really like on that moment, that God really hold me strong, and put this way of understanding His word, like just waiting for my time.
Wow.
And I would just come down, wait. Even if I saw her, was like that was the second time, and I'm like, it's nothing I can say. I'm waiting for God's time.
So
It
incredible.
was the second time that we talked, but that's the time I remember.
Yes.
The first time I didn't remember.
And that's when you found out you wanted to be a pastor.
Yeah. And then when he said that, I was like.
And then something
felt
happened in
something.
your heart. So then what happened from there? What was the third time?
From there, I called my parents and I told them that I met somebody, but I don't know what's going on. I just feel something. I need their prayers.
Oh my
Then
gosh,
my
and you
parents-
hadn't even...
Nothing.
She didn't knew nothing about my site, really.
Nothing.
Right.
No, it's amazing. I'm actually reminding.
I feel like I want to live in that
Remember,
moment
and
again.
it's like, wow.
Yes. Come
How
on.
much God worked, really. God is the one that connects us, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't did anything. Nothing. We didn't do nothing.
Now the
It's
story's not
amazing.
finished yet. You will understand in the front of the story.
So then God actually started to put peace in my heart, and I said, okay, God, I'm going to put this in your hands. If it's yours, and I'm not going to move it. But I keep my eyes on Jesus. I didn't
Yeah.
concentrate on him, but on Jesus. And then I think the night or 2 nights before, 2 nights before I fly to Israel, where I had to go to South Africa because they closed the school that time for the Christmas.
Oh, yes.
So we had to fly to South Africa.
Yes.
So 2 nights before I fly to South Africa, Paulo actually talked with one of his friends and said, okay, because God actually, talked to him and said, okay, now she's ready, and I was ready. I
Come
was ready.
Wow.
I know because
Yeah.
God, I know.
But I didn't knew that because I was like, okay, God, whenever you will decide.
Yeah, you didn't know
There you
when
go,
the
yeah.
waiting was finished. Yeah.
I didn't know what there was a process that I need to pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that God is already preparing him for me. It's amazing.
And already told him. Yeah.
Yeah, so
and he'd already felt in his heart.
So Paulo said to one of his friends, okay, listen, call Rebekah to the prayer hut at 4 o'clock, and this guy forget to tell me.
Can I go for that
He
story?
forget to tell. Paulo likes to tell the story, so you
So-
need to hear from him.
so
that.
the
Come on, Paolo.
The
Tell us,
the
Paolo.
beautiful thing that I like to tell about the story, because there's where I really understand that what God had for you,
Yeah.
you're never lost. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
If you
it's a
wait
good
on
one.
the right time.
Where
yes.
whatever God has told you, you win is better if you obey. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because
Wow.
if you
That's
disobey
another
God,
t-shirt. Whatever God tells you, it's better if you obey.
Yeah. if you disobey, there is a bigger consequence. Maybe you cannot handle. You know what I mean? So, for all those 3 months that she was there, and I have to be strong to wait until the right time,
Yeah.
and that day was the right day. You know, I tell one of my friends, listen, I never want to send somebody to call her, maybe to say I want to talk to her, but I feel that something is moving inside of my heart, so I cannot hold it anymore.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay. When you see her, let her know that I'm looking for her. Maybe she can find me in the prayer house. And then my friend didn't do nothing.
And he forgot to tell
He
you.
He
forgot.
forgot.
He forgot. He was busy playing. I don't
forgot.
know what. He was playing soccer.
He forgot
or-
100%.
So poor old Paolo's up in the prayer house,
Yeah,
waiting for a message that never went
yeah.
through.
I sit there, and when
And
I
it's
saw
part
my
of the
friend
plan.
pass the other side, and I asked him why, he's like, I forgot. I'm like, okay. And I sit there with the faith. I'm like, God, if she's really my wife, I know she will come.
Whoa! Come
Yeah.
on.
Really, I'm
like
like,
Isaac and Rebecca, right?
if she's my wife, and all my feelings that I have, if it is really come from you,
yeah.
she will come.
Yes.
And at that
I
time,
didn't
let me
finish
tell
even speak. I didn't even finish speak. You understand what
Okay.
And what happened?
in that moment that this guy forget, like for example, he said, "Tell her to be here at 3." Okay, around 2:30, I was like, I said to my friends, my 2 friends from Israel, listen, I need to do something, because we was packing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I said I need to do something, and they're like, "What do you need to do?" I don't know. I need to do something. I feel inside of me that I need to do something. It was amazing. Like I said, okay, and I started to walk in the room, trying to think, trying to read the book that I write everything, and I'm like, I don't know what I need to do. And then I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take the toilet paper. I'm gonna go to the latrines, and then I'm gonna remember what I need to do. And then I start to walk to the latrines, because this is the house where the students, and then if you go straight, there is a latrine for the students, and then up in the prayer hall there is other latrines.
Yes.
So I was going that direction, and then when I go there, I actually feel in my spirit that the Lord is telling me, go up to the latrines up. And I was like, God, but what does matter if I pee here or if I pee upstairs? What is better?
Yeah,
But
there's a lot today.
yeah. Really.
It's really important today.
Yes, and then God said, no, just do it. I'm like, okay, you know what? Because everything was like in fire, and the Holy Spirit was moving very strong.
Come on.
I'm like, I want to see what you have for me. And then I started to go up, and then when I'm going up, just the picture of Paulo come to my mind.
No.
And I was like, what? I'm wondering what's going on with this guy. And then I'm going to the bathroom, and I actually see Paulo coming, and I come to him. My plan was to say hi, but he already had everything planned, He already was praying for me to be there, and I'm here and I'm there. I'm thinking it's a coincidence that I'm seeing him, but it was not a coincidence. And there he actually expressed his love, or what he feel in that moment.
It's taken me maybe 5 minutes to say the word.
5 minutes to just start
Yeah,
talking, and then
I couldn't
20
even
minutes
breathe.
to say it.
Really? Like I couldn't even take it out. I was like, God, please help me that I can say this word.
He was like,
You know?
when you want to say something, you don't know how to say it,
Yes, of
That's how I
course.
feel right now. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Say what you need to say. Like, I need to
Oh
try.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. I know that feeling.
And then he said to me,
Yeah.
okay, I actually have feelings for you. And I look at him, I'm like, well, me too.
All right. So yeah.
Yeah, because it's
Oh my gosh.
when God was working the whole life, and He tell me to wait, and
was shaking that day, right?
what I really understand, if I was disobey God, I don't know. I believe
Yeah.
I would
I was
lose
losing
my
this.
blessing. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But to the process of obey God and just to follow Him and listen to His voice, it will make something beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the first thing that Paulo said is, after like I said, me too, he said, okay, so tell me your testimony.
Yeah, because I didn't know her.
Yeah, of
You know what I
course.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you meet
That's
Jesus?
so cute.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
let's go straight. I'm like, okay, you
Tell
say
me your
yes. Tell me your
testimony.
testimony. How do you know Jesus? Because that was the first important thing to me to know.
Yeah.
To know the background of the who I'm talking to. You know what I
Mm.
mean? To know that straight. I'm like, tell me, how do you know Jesus? And she started to explain to me, and just from there, we just every day gotta say, just take a next step.
Yeah, it was amazing. We didn't know how to, because it was my first boyfriend and my first relationship, my first everything.
Oh my
And I believe that I was
gosh.
your first as well. So, I mean, it was like, what we're supposed to do now? That's been what now? We said the
Where's the book?
testimony.
What do we do?
Yeah,
It's like, what are we
let's start to
supposed
make
to
a
do?
new book now.
And then he said to me, I want something serious with you. I'm not playing. Because I said to him, listen, I'm not a player girl. I said, I'm not looking to play with you. I really want something honest with you and serious. And I remember that I sit with him and I said, you know that's mean that our culture is different, that you and me, we probably will be very long time far away from one another and be during the WhatsApp and Skype, and you need to meet my parents before everything. Do you know that is demanding a very big responsibility? I mean, it's not a joke. Are you sure that God is telling you yes? He said, yes, I'm sure about it. And then I start praying. I was very scary, you know. I was like, God, what am I supposed to do? This is really you. I don't want to get confused. But God never said to me, yes, it's you. You're going to marry him. No, 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 no. He said to me, do the next step.
Wow.
This is a very,
One
very
step at a time.
safe area. You can trust me in this way. And actually, my parents already was praying about it, and they got a lot of peace.
Yes.
When I told them about Paulo, my dad said to me, I trust him. And I was like, how you trust him? You don't know him. It's like, I don't know. I've been praying for this guy, and I have peace in my heart.
Whoa.
That was amazing.
That's amazing.
That's huge. That's
That
huge.
was amazing.
But
It's very important.
the most important thing I would like to share about my mother,
Yes.
because my mother, she didn't really want it too much to me marry Paulo, because first of all, she don't know him. Second of all, he's African and he's not Jewish, so for her it was like, no, immediately, you know.
Yeah,
But
straight away.
later.
Oh, Sergio's calling from Africa.
Oh my God.
Jojo.
Sorry, I left my phone on. This is our friend Sergio
Yeah.
in the village in Pemba right now calling. I can't talk to him.
Oh my God. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Let's put him in the conversation.
Yes, we'll do a three-way. We'll call you back, Sergio. Sorry about that. I left my phone on.
So actually, God worked with my mother, and that was the final like signal that God is really involving in this marriage. Because my mom, she was like, no, I don't give you my blessing. And for me, I said to Paula, I'm not gonna marry with nobody, not with you, until I don't get my both parents' blessing.
Wow.
I need my parents' blessing.
Yeah, wow.
If they're not taking me to the altar, I'm not doing it.
Come on.
I mean, if God wants this, he needs to work on that.
Woo,
So-
come on.
My mom
I
said,
love it.
my mom said no, 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 no,
It
and I
was a
said,
very hard time.
and I said, okay. Paula said to me, don't talk to her. Just don't pressure her. Submit to her.
Leave
Said
what
okay.
God wanted
Yeah.
to do in that.
And he said to
with
me,
her.
just leave her, have her process with God. You had your process. Now it's her time to have her process.
Come on. Wise words there.
And yeah, it was very hard for me to
Yeah.
not talk with her about it, to not convince her, to not see what you say. It was a month. Later a month, my mom, she changed. She was
Yeah, really.
crying.
Really.
And she came and she asked me forgiveness. She said, I'm sorry, I didn't hear God's voice.
Yeah.
But when my mom, she was pregnant before, she couldn't have children. So she prayed for 7 years to have a baby, which is me. And all the time that she was praying, she said, God, I give you this girl, like Hannah. She gives Shmuel to you.
Sam, yeah.
I give it to you. Do whatever you want
Beautiful.
with her. So when she was praying to ask God to take away Paul from my life, God said to her, listen, you give Rebekah to me. I mean, she's in my hands. I'm choosing the best for her. I'm choosing, not you. You need to let her follow what I have for her, because I have a good plan for her. And then my mom actually surrendered to God, and she said, "Okay, this is the man."
And I'm telling you, she loves me like crazy.
Does she?
She, oh my
Wow.
God.
She loves him more than me now.
Really. Look, even sometime when she wanna go for shopping, I don't like to go to carry the stuff. Even I don't like her to go alone. I like to go with her
Yes.
because
Yeah.
we have a good communication. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Even her father is crazy.
We have a very
Really?
good relationship with my parents. It's
Oh, that's so
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But that's how it started. And then we was in a relationship from far away. We was praying, and God was saying next step. And then slow by slow, we was praying with my parents, with with the advices of people that was around our lives. We just take next step, until we engaged, and then we married.
Wow. So how did it work out? Do you leave Africa and come back and you stay in Mozambique? And so how long was before you saw each other after the harvest
Very
school?
That was
2 months.
And then tell us what happened when you flew out here. What happened?
okay.
So after actually 2
Or
months.
did you go back out there? What
Yeah,
happened
so
first?
I went back to Israel, and we start to actually make the plans with my parents how he can come meet them, because he was
Yes.
really, I want to meet your parents, I want to talk to them before we have something, like
Yeah.
how you call it, this
Courting.
official.
Yeah.
We need to talk with your parents. So
Yeah.
his plan
I
was
really
actually
want to. Sorry, my love.
No, it's okay, it's
I'm
okay.
very sorry. I really want to, to know her, to know her family, to know where she grew up before,
Yeah.
we go very far.
Yeah, because it's such a
Yeah.
big part of her.
So actually, then we planned and we said, okay, you can come to Israel, but we didn't really pray about it or wait on God. And this is the message: that when you wait on God, then God is in charge, and He takes the responsibility and
Whoa.
work on the stuff. But then when you do your own part,
Yeah.
without consulting God, then you know.
Wow. There's a T-shirt. When you wait on God, then God is in charge. Someone sent me
And the
that
other
T-shirt.
T-shirt.
Yeah,
When you're
it's
not.
true. It's true. It's very important to wait God's time.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
very important.
So we got very
Wow. This is
excited.
I really feel this is for you guys listening.
Yeah, we was very excited. We wanted now to do it. You can come. You can meet my parents, but God didn't say yes. So then Paulo bought a ticket and he came to Israel, and then denied him in the airport. It
They
was
denied
And look at the fun
it's
thing.
very sad.
Because you didn't have a visa.
No, he had a visa.
Yeah, I had everything. My visa taken 6 days to
Miracle.
I gave my papers after
Yeah.
6 days. They give me the visa,
Yes.
and that it doesn't happen with everybody.
Yeah, that's a miracle.
It doesn't happen with everybody. So what, for me, was like, okay, I get my visa now. Now I'm gonna go meet my wife, my future wife. I gotta go meet to her family, And I was super excited, and I flew to. I was do the process of the visa in South Africa. I flew to South Africa, to Israel, and when I get to inside of the airport, they ask me if I know her, and what I believe that the main problem was they asked me if she's my girlfriend, and I denied, because many people I ask a question from people, what can I go say if they ask me this type of question?
Yes.
But many people they're like, no, say she's not your wife, she's like your friend.
Yeah.
So that was in my mind. But what the Bible teaching us is to be honest, to say
Yes.
the truth.
Tell the truth. Yep.
Because the truth, they will send us free.
Come
You
on.
know what I mean? So to me, from that moment, I learned that to lie or to say things that are not true is not good at all.
Yeah.
And they had to send me back.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Black stamp in the passport.
And black stamp for 10 years without coming inside of Israel. And I have to call my wife there and talking to my...
They actually called me and they told me, I'm sorry, your friend is not going to come today. Maybe next time. I was like, it was so sad.
For me,
that
it
must
was
have been very difficult.
Yeah,
It was
for me it
very
was
sad.
broken heart. You know what I mean?
bet.
Because
All the promises and the
you know,
waiting and obedience and boom.
few hours, maybe all day you fly and just to come see the princess, and when you're about to open the door to see the princess, you find another door that is locked. That you don't have the key to open. You know what I mean?
Oh my. Yes,
And what I
exactly.
understand in that time, it was about my strength and about my wife's strength. It was not about God's strength.
Yeah, we try to
We
fight
didn't really,
ourselves.
we didn't listen God's voice. It was full of motion. Yes, let's do this, like coming, all those things.
Yes.
But what I learned is that if we don't hear God's voice clear, there is a mess waiting for us.
Whoa.
No, you cannot play with these things. Or you walk with God or you walk with God, because if you don't, you get lost very easy.
Come on, there's another
On the
t-shirt.
way.
If you don't hear God clearly, there's a mess waiting for you.
It's a mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can complete.
For me, it's
all.
like I don't say this because, just to say, because I live of it. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
of course.
It's something that I live, and I really feel that any day that as believers, if we take God out of our heart, we come to be empty.
Oh,
know what I mean?
absolutely, yes.
We come to be empty.
Yeah.
And that will never, whatever you do will never look better.
Yes.
Because with God, He's the one make everything shiny.
Come
you
on.
just build your house, and who
Yeah.
makes shiny is God.
Ooh, come on.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good
true.
word.
That's true. It was
So-
a very hard moment.
Yeah. So what happened? What did you do?
Okay.
Cry after you dried the
We
tears?
cry a lot. I mean, I cry a lot. My dad cried.
Ah.
Like everything was ready for him. I mean, my friends was waiting for him.
Yeah, she was with her friends.
We was with balloons and chocolate waiting for them.
Oh,
And then we just
the balloons went.
we just explode the balloons later. Like, you know what? This place.
The balloons, they got flat.
We go home and we cry and we said, God, what we did wrong. And because I had an experience in my past before, I get to Mozambique and I passed away, but I get experience of disappointment that I thought that I'm hearing from God, but then I didn't really hear from God, and I thought that God is playing games with me.
Yes.
I thought like, again I'm trusting in you, and again you disappointing me. Now how I'm supposed to carry this pain? But this time, really, I understood that I'm disobeying God. I mean, it's good that we hear that God said yes, but we don't have the authority to move stuff without His permission, because as we
Yes.
said before. So we started actually praying, and we said what we need to do, and then we said, okay, let's meet in South Africa, and let's talk seriously about what we're gonna do, because now definitely you cannot come to Israel.
Yeah.
So now the plans of moving to Israel, married in Israel, blah 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 blah, blah, it completely. I mean, it had a very big consequence to disobey God. It's not easy. So let's meet in South Africa and let's see what we can do. So then we met in South Africa, and then Paulo asked my parents through the Skype, because we didn't have other option,
Yeah.
permission to marry me. So it was funny because my dad was like, no, I don't give you permission. Maybe in 6 months call me back and I will talk to you.
Yeah. It was like that. But it was a joke.
But
Ah.
Paulo was like, okay.
Yeah, I
whatever
have
you
to obey.
said."
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Whatever
like,
you
okay,
said, I
whatever you
respect.
say, good sir, I'm waiting for your answer.
My
I
dad's
don't know
like,
how long it will
I'm
take.
joking with you. You can marry her.
Yeah, I was like, and then I talking to one of her friend who live in South Africa, and we're just supposed to catch up with him in the airport. And I said to him, hey, listen, I want to propose my wife. I want to propose her inside of the airport where there is 1,000 people. I want to propose my wife there. But the good thing is that I was saying because, through motion, the bad thing, I didn't ask God, how can I do this? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because really, what I come to understand is good to ask God every little thing.
Come on.
And then I'm like,
That's a
Just-
t-shirt. It's good to ask God every little thing. Somebody send me that t-shirt. Now.
and then we went to the airport, and I was super nervous. I was very, 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 very
More nervous than when he just told me
I'm
that,
telling you,
that he likes me.
I was
More nervous.
sweating my hands, and
When she was going to arrive.
He was
Well,
asking
no.
me. He was planning to propose me
I was
that
planning
day.
to propose to her.
So he was very,
Yeah.
very nervous.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was like,
for sure.
I don't know. I have to. I was trying to do everything, like to try to find a space
In the
where I can
airport.
propose my wife. But to be honest, inside of the airport didn't work out.
Yeah.
So when
I
we
work
come outside, I said to her, take a video of yourself. Say what do you feel about this day. Tell me, just say to the video, what do you feel about this day? And then she started to talk. This day was like this. And I went to her, in her back, and I get on my knees, and I ask her if she can marry me. She like, yes, of course. And before
Yes,
that,
of course.
Yes! No, wait. Is it something we missing? What happened that what I asked you? Oh, she was she was super excited. I'm like, what? That is yes or no?
Yeah, I was so excited, like, you know?
She didn't actually say yes straight away.
It's like, yes or no?
because I was waiting to her first say yes and get excited, you know.
Yes,
But
of
I
course.
get first excited
First
and later
excited.
say yes.
And I'm like, wait a minute, yes or no?
From getting excited, it must be a yes. We actually got excited, but we knew that God is telling us to do it, so it
Yeah.
was not a big surprise, but we knew we need to do it. I mean, we didn't want it to wait so long because, you know, if God says something, then God wants serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
We cannot play with that. Let's
No.
see what's happening in 5 years. Let's take our time.
Come on.
We feel like God is saying, okay, take it. Because a marriage is not a play, it's not a game.
Yep.
It's not something
Yeah,
that you
something
can.
very
It's
serious.
a very big responsibility
Oh,
before
absolutely.
God. And
It's
it's
huge.
a testimony to the
It's a
people
huge thing.
around you.
Yep.
And you cannot play with that. So
No.
I said, if God say yes, then it's yes forever. And let's go to whatever God is called us to do together.
Come on.
And then I said yes. Then I fly to Israel, and then we start pray. Now where we're gonna marry, where we're gonna live, which money we're gonna get, or from where, for all the things that you're showing us. And then God started to talk to us that because we're coming from
Yep.
different cultures. Paul is Mozambican. I'm Israeli. I have the Jewish culture, and I have also the South American culture. So it could be problems between
Yes.
both of us in the beginning. You
Yeah.
know, to learn how to live together and to understand one another. Which language we're going to talk? We don't know that, you know, because English is not our first language, and
Yes.
Spanish is not his first language, and Hebrew don't know. I don't know Portuguese. So which language we're going to talk? And actually God said, okay, what we want from you guys is you to move to South Africa. I mean, he turned this bad plan that we make it, he turned it in a blessing, and he keep with the plan that he had for us.
Wow.
So he moved us to South Africa. First
Come
of all,
on.
I went to Mozambique. We married in Mozambique.
Oh yeah, you had the wedding there.
Yeah.
Come
We did
on.
it
Yeah.
already.
We did a wedding, we married, we celebrate. And then after that, God, before that, he said to us that he wants us to marry in Mozambique. And then he wants us to move to South Africa. And we asked God, why South Africa? Why not
it was,
Mozambique?
for us, it was
Yeah.
not making sense.
No.
Yeah, we said, God, why South Africa and not Mozambique? And actually, God said, when you are in a situation that is hard, and if you are in Israel, then what's happening is that you run into your friends, you run into your comfort zone,
Yeah.
and then you're not learning. But then when Paul is in Mozambique, then he have a problem, we don't understand, then he run to his comfort zone. Then what I want is to put you in the middle where
Yeah.
you can work, and when you don't have a comfort zone, you will come to me.
Come on.
And then he shows us a
Really?
So
vision,
good.
and that in the vision it was like, you know, like, how you call it in English, this figure?
Oh yeah, triangle.
Yeah. And Jesus was here, and then
How you
Paulo
say in
and
Hebrew?
me, Mishulash.
Mishulash.
Yeah. So Jesus was here, and then Paulo and me, and in the vision I'm communicating with Paulo, and Paulo is like, I cannot hear you, and I'm talking to him, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
that vision
explaining
was
to you,
powerful, really.
and he said in the vision, he's like, I cannot hear you, and then Jesus said, tell me, I will tell him. And
Yeah.
so everything I wanted to communicate to Paulo, I had to talk to Jesus, and through Jesus, he would get the information to
Oh
Paulo.
my gosh, that's so profound.
So was a time that Jesus said, I am the only comfort zone. So when you don't know, when you don't understand, when it's hard, when you want to cry, when you want to run out, whatever, I'm going to be there for you. And then he took us to South Africa, and there where we really learned, right? It was hard
Jesus.
moments to understand one another. We actually worked very hard. It was moment that I said, okay, die. I'm divorcing you now, and I'm going back to my parents. But you know, it never happened. And God really worked hard
Yeah, so
on
you
the
were
love.
married and you had to work it out. Yeah.
And he was the only thing that we had, right? Anytime that we didn't understand one another, we just prayed, and then Jesus was there to give us the solution, to make him understand, to make me understand.
Yes.
It's amazing.
And the real thing, the beautiful thing that I really like to live in South Africa is first is that, as my wife she said, my family was far away, and her family was far away, and it was in the middle. And what I understand, God can find us even, He can find us with our family. I mean, and He can find us whatever, but as well when we listen His voice and when we live where He called us to live, there He's protecting us with everything. Because first,
it's the grace. And
South
everything.
Africa is
absolutely.
dangerous,
Yeah.
As a young couple, live in the middle of nowhere, and just to trust in Him
Wow.
was not an easy thing.
No.
Yeah.
To me, it's like I'm married with a young lady now, and what can I do? I'm in the country that I don't know the culture. I don't have a brother. I don't have nobody, and I don't know how can I manage. You know what I mean? And I was super new.
Yeah.
It was my first time, and everything just pump out. What can I do? But who make me this strong, and who make me fight? It's just God. God, He was, whatever I do and whatever I go, He was follow me. He said, this is not the right direction. Change the GPS, change the location.
No.
Go to
This
the other
is the
direction.
way. Walk in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
we
until-
lived by faith too many months without food
Really?
sometimes. I mean, we had all the time food, but sometimes without knowing where we're going to get the milk
Yeah.
for tomorrow, the coffee,
Yes.
or where we're going to get this and this. And every day God provide.
Oh.
Yeah.
Every day
God-
something happened and God provide.
Miracle.
South Africa is very expensive, and we didn't have a job that you can say, wow, it's a job.
Mm-hmm.
And to live there for 8 months was only God.
Yeah.
It was only God. I don't really know how these things happen and how we survived 8 months in South Africa, far away from
Yeah,
our
when we
family.
think about that times today, when we sit sometimes
Really?
And
we
reflect on
laugh,
it. Yeah.
we
It's a
said,
miracle.
wow, that's God. And
No,
we actually
really.
sit and
It's-
cry
it's like-
sometimes
it's
just
like-
remembering that.
It's like
To see God hands moving
where,
there.
to me to see where God is
It's
taking
amazing
us,
how God does that. Hey.
and
He lets
where
you go through something
yes.
that is so profound,
Mhm.
and you always remember it. And it's a time where
Yeah.
He was your provider.
Because it was the
Fully.
second portion of the change. The change started in Iris, remember?
Yes.
And then God take us to the second process, which is together,
Yes.
where He work in our life as a marriage, when He's
Yes.
teaching us
In the first
how
year.
the marriage needs to work, because you need to have a base on your marriage, right? The communication, the trusting, the learn to respect one another. Who do this? Who do that? So it was a time that we struggle to live, to put down. I said to Mama Heidi a few days ago. She asked me, "And how is the culture thing?" I said to her, "Well, it's amazing because we learn how to humble. We learn how to be humbled, how to
Wow.
surrender, and this is what we learn in South Africa. Without the time in South Africa, we couldn't learn because we didn't have the comfort zone.
Yes.
Understand? So, okay, how long can I be angry? How long can I say like, oh, don't talk to me now? How long? It's only what I have right now. So
Yes. Yes.
we had to sit and talk about the
Yeah, because they
situation
was
and
dependent
fix
to
it.
one another, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
And when I was 14, I had a vision. And this vision was me, Jesus, and my wife. She was in the car.
Oh yeah, that's
It
amazing.
was the day of my wedding,
Wow.
and I have to push this car to run, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jesus was like, I'm pushing with you.
Whoa.
And that vision, I didn't understand at all.
No.
But like, I'm young, why Jesus talking to me about wedding? And I was like, not understanding. And then what happened? The day of my wedding, then when we married Mozambique
Yeah.
legally,
And we have a witness for that.
yes,
Actually.
we have Sumat. You know Sumat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the weakness. He know
Not
all
a
this-
weakness, a witness.
all the weakness. The weakness.
He's a weakness.
So what happened on that day is that we jump on the car and we start to drive down to go we want to go to the beach taking pictures.
Take the pictures that
Yeah.
you saw.
And then in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of traffic, the car broke.
That it didn't work anymore.
My wife, she's inside I have to come out of the car to push the car.
Oh my gosh! And you remember the
Jesus.
vision.
And then I'm like, Jesus. And you can see.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
my
good.
body is like, it's really remember that vision. You know what I mean? And to see that vision to come true was like, wow, that's amazing.
Don't cry.
And all those steps
Don't
was like,
cry.
God, you're with me since that day you told me
Wow.
until today. And the important thing is we obey. That
So
I
good, God.
obey him and he gave me the blessing.
Whoa.
You know? It was I cannot describe that vision.
Yeah.
For me, it make me, I don't know, me change my life.
Yeah. It's
Just
Yeah,
to
to
see
see that
that
God is
day,
there.
super powerful. Yeah.
that day to come
It
to
is.
the reality.
Yeah.
And look, and the vision was Jesus on my side. And there was one of my friends that side. And I know when I look at that, I'm like, Jesus helped me to push the car in that vision.
And so
And
much was there
now
to push in the car.
My
with
friend
you.
is pushing with me.
Mhm.
But in my mind, I knew, in my heart, I knew that he is Jesus helping me push the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because there is a things that happen that day we have to do to deal with it, to try to get pictures, and nobody was there to helping us. And
He's
he
there
as
now.
well, he was busy in that day, but in the middle of nowhere, he decided to say, I will take
Yeah,
pictures
gonna
for
make
you
a way
guys.
for you.
Oh.
For you guys. So Jesus did it. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
It's crazy. It's a crazy vision,
So
and
special.
just
Yeah.
it's
Well,
blow my
we
mind
can
every
spend
day
all
when I
our
think of
night
it.
here telling you details that I mean, for us it's amazing because it's our stories, and we always gonna take that as a treasure for
Yeah.
us that change our lives. Like today, we definitely get when we are spending time together with God, that we just laying down on the floor. We said, Jesus, we just crying to Him. Said, Jesus, without you, we're nothing.
Yes.
I mean,
that's
if you go out of our lives and we don't have you, we're nothing.
Absolutely
You take
true.
everything. There's no marriage. There's no Iris. There's no my time
Come
with
on.
God. There's no the love. There's
So
no the
true,
encounter.
Rebecca.
Nothing. My life doesn't have meaning without Jesus. We prefer death instead of live without Jesus.
Whoa.
Jesus is everything
That's another
we
t-shirt.
have. It's everything.
We prefer death than to live without Jesus.
Yes,
Come
yes,
on.
it's truth. We fell in love with Him. We actually. I mean, God is so smart. He make us work in through all these things just because He wanted to get to the place that we are actually going right now. That is depending on Him, even for breathing. We are so depending on Him on everything.
So
This
good,
house
Rebecca.
is Him. Our life is Him. Our marriage is
Really,
Him. Everything.
Oh, I'm feeling convicted. It's
and
so
the beautiful
true. Everything, eh?
yes,
Yeah.
and the beautiful thing that God is teaching me these days is that it's two different things: to be Christian and to be a follower.
Yeah,
of
wow.
Christ. I believe that many people to say I'm a Christian and maybe every Sunday to go to church and that's it. Maybe it's looking comfortable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to be a follower is to be a follower, to follow him day by day.
Come on.
It's not just work on Sunday, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's to go every day to walk with him.
Come on.
And it's that what I learned as well when I
And
when
so
I was
worthy.
when I was in the ministry of Mama Heidi,
Yes.
that every weekend they have to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have to this ministry, and every Saturday, every Thursday they have to go to outreach, and 3 days in outreach, and that is how God like us to be. It's the what He want us to be.
To serve.
Every day to do something better for God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every day to search for somebody who's stuck in a corner, who doesn't know what to do, who is desperate, to show him the way, to give him the hope.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And today, when I understand, when God is talking to me about that, and I fall to be, I choose to be a follower
Come on.
because that's the right thing to
And
do.
it's so good. I mean, it's the best decision that we can make.
Really,
Beside
So
everything.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's so profound. You guys,
really.
God's had you on such a journey. It's
And you want to
It's
tell them
profound.
how I
Then-
got to here?
Yeah, then what happened?
Wow, man.
How did you get to here? Because here we are in Nazareth.
my God.
How
So it
oh
was-
my
Nazareth?
God. 10 years of Black Stamp in 2016.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yes,
Don't
10
forget
years.
that.
No, come back.
Don't forget
10
that.
years.
Well,
You know, 10
there
years
is
they
a
never
song-
change.
2026. 2026.
There is
Yeah.
a song that I learned in a higher is that oh man, it's so beautiful. It's when Jesus say yes, nobody can say no, and that is following us until
Whoa.
today. When He says something, there's nothing can say
Yeah.
no or come against that. Doesn't matter, even if it's a big Goliath, God just destroying it.
Come on.
So how we get to Israel is that after we've passed the storm of preparation,
Yes.
Yeah, in
when
South Africa.
when we actually got work in our lives to say, okay guys, we actually get to a level that, you know, like we get to a level that we're not fighting anymore like
Yeah.
in the beginning. We're sitting and understanding finally one another, and we could live a few months very good. We actually pass that moment, and then we start to pray, okay God, what is next? What you want us to do? Tell us what is your plan.
And all the time, God's like how we knew that God is talking to us about next step. You know, it's like because
Something
all
happened.
the time God is talking to me through vision, or something happened, or
It was
to
spirit.
see two stairs. You know, I'm like, no, I think like God is calling
Yeah.
us for next step.
When God is calling
yeah.
him for a new step, it just sees stairs.
Yeah, I can see
Like,
Like
stairs.
now
Like
it's time to
one,
go.
like I can feel that my feet need to go for the next step.
Yes,
Yes.
it's amazing.
And there is, we start to look.
So
what
we started to
God is-
ask God, what is the next step? And then God said, Israel. And it was like, of course, God. It's like, I'm serious. Israel.
Come on.
Israel? How are we
Because-
going to make it to Israel?
because-
Yes, Black Stem.
I'm remember about the 10 years without going outside of Israel. God,
Yes,
please,
it was
what can I
impossible.
do?
We said, God, how are we
Mm.
going to do it? It's like, don't worry, you're going to make it. Now, just be careful to what I'm going to say. And it was a time that God said that we need to believe in His promise. And it took, for Paulo, it was very easy to believe.
For me,
Yes,
it's
of
like-
course, I believe. God
because
said we need to
look,
believe.
I grew
For
up
me,
in
no.
this ministry, and when people they're suffering, you pray for them, and they get healed. For me, there was nothing that I can
I
put
always
thoughts
had a
of
faith.
God like no,
Yeah.
no. Just all the time,
Yeah.
I believe because
Come on.
I saw.
No doubt.
I didn't
Yeah.
hear, you know, I saw my eyes, and God used me for a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was no way that I can say, no. I have just keep my faith and my steps of know
You always
who
have
God
faith.
is.
Yeah.
Who
But
God
I was
is.
struggling with that. So we were like, okay, God, if you want, you must show us this and this. You must confirm that. No one. 100 times that's what you want us. Because it's a big step, you know, to pack everything back and start to look back to Israel. It was very hard decision
Of
and
course.
very, very big step and how we need to do. And a lot of money that needs to be moving in between for him to come to go and you know, and we need a lawyer for that type of things. It's not like we call Misrad Apnim, the immigration, and they're like, oh, welcome guys. It's a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
big
yeah.
job. So actually, we started to get a lot of verses. The verse that really convinced me, because Paul already believed, but I mean, what God really worked in my life was with the verse that he said that my plans is not your plans,
Yes.
but I have a good thoughts for you to give you the end that you're looking for, right? So you must trust me in this. I mean, you trust me in everything. You think I'm going to leave you now in all this
Yeah.
process alone?
Come on.
You must trust in me. I start and I'm going to finish in
Yes.
your life. So I said, okay, God, show us. And then God said, look for a lawyer. And then we started looking for a lawyer. And then we found a lawyer that he wanted to charge us, you don't want to know, 30,000 shekels. 30,000 shekels.
That's
for the
like around
case.
maybe 12,000.
Yeah, okay, a
Dollars.
lot of money.
Yeah.
We said, okay, let's do it. Okay? So, God, we don't have money, you will provide. You know, because God
Come on.
said, do it. And we're like, God, we don't have the money, you will provide. And God said, you must listen to me. Listen to me again. And it was like, yes, this is the lawyer. And then we gave my dad money that he will go and deposit in the bank of this lawyer. And God just didn't give us peace, right?
Yeah.
He took the peace away. And we said, God, if it's not your will, just don't allow the bank to receive the money, which is very, it's impossible that will happen.
Yeah.
That you want to deposit and say, we cannot
it's
take the money.
impossible.
So my father went and they said, we cannot take the money. So it was like a miracle happening there.
Yeah, they denied, like, no, we cannot.
No, we cannot do it. We actually, we saw, first of all, that God is involved in the situation. And then this lawyer, believer lawyer, that believe in Yeshua, a good lawyer that he's really fighting for the truth. He actually contact with us. He charges half, even more than less than the
Yeah,
half of what this
more-
lawyer
yeah.
charges.
Yes.
And he gave us exactly the picture of what we need to do. He lead us what we need to do. You need this document, that document. But then God started to open doors for us to get the documents, because for Israel you need an apostille stamp, and in Africa there's no apostille
In
stamp.
Mozambique.
In Mozambique there's no apostille stamp, so we had to go to Angola. God was moving. It's a very very big things behind that. But then we had an appointment with immigration. Now, you probably don't know, but the immigration in Israel, they're very bad.
Yes.
Okay, and they're very hard
Very strict.
body.
Yes.
And if you're not Jewish, they don't want you here.
Yeah.
And if you are married with somebody that are not Jewish, so they will accept you, but they will put a lot of pressure, and they will make you suffer. Almost give
And
up.
to see that if you really marry.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
to see that you really, really want it.
Tell them the truth.
So the lawyer make an appointment for me. He said, you must fly to Israel with all the documents, and we're going to have an encounter with immigration, and you're going to tell them what you want.
Yes.
And then I was with the immigration, and I brought a lot of documents. Paulo stay in Mozambique. I came to Israel, and I had an appointment with this lady, and the Lord said to me, before you go to the immigration, I want you to go around the immigration 7 times and pray for the immigration.
Yeah.
Pray for the building.
Come on.
And I went 7 times. I feel so, I feel so weird to do that. Just 7 times around. Everybody was looking at me, but okay. And then I said, I'm blessing this place. I bless this body, because it's the authority that God put it. I'm asking you, Lord, that you will give them wisdom to do your will, and that you will choose the secretary that needs to be with us. You will
Yes.
choose it for us. Not we, but you. And then I was very nervous. I went the next morning with a lawyer, and I'm sitting, and this lady, she's coming, she's standing, and she was very rude. She's like, no, you don't have all the documents, and if you don't have all the documents, I don't want. Ma, you didn't saw, she said to me, you didn't saw that your husband, or he have here a black stamp of 10 years? What do you think, that a blank stamp with deleted like that? It's like a process, my love. What do you thought is easy? You must have a better plan. And I started to get nervous, because, I was praying, where's my faith? But then a few seconds after, I said, God is in your hands. Then other lady, she comes, she said, listen, I need you to work on some documents. Take this case, me, and give to the other guy that was in front. And then I passed to the other guy, and this guy was so lovely. And he didn't even read the stuff. It was like, this is good, this is good, this is good. No problem. In 2 months, we'll give you the answer. And I think there is no problem for your husband to come. It was amazing. It was like, great, right?
Wow.
And then I started to pray, to wait for the answer of God. So then Paulo came. This is how it happened, okay?
Yeah.
It's impossible, but this is exactly how it happened. Then he said to me, in a month. Then I went back after a month. I knocked the door in the immigration, and I said, what's going on with my husband? I need my husband in Israel, because I want, to have time with him. Like, how long can I be with him far away? Then this guy said to me, listen, for your husband to come to Israel is so complicated that just in a half year from now, you're gonna be receiving just a signal from us. You don't expect a signal, an answer, anything
like
in
that.
these 2 weeks. Go back to Africa and live there with him until we call you. We was very disappointed and sad.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere.
And then I fly to Mozambique, as he told me.
Yeah.
I fly to Mozambique, and I get there to Mozambique, and I said, Paulo, I'm giving up. And I sit in the bed, and I don't know, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, why, God, I cannot do this. I cried.
And look.
And that day,
Let me say
Paulo
that.
said to me,
Let me say that.
I must say it. I must say it. And so that night,
No, let me
I
say
can't
it.
say it.
So look.
We
My
get
wife,
so
she
excited.
just come from the airport, and it was like maybe 2-4 days that she already gave the document.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but you say what you want to say.
Wait. So she was like we couldn't sleep. Just think about it, and she like, I give up everything. I come here to be with
It was
you.
very hard moment.
And I'm like,
very.
all right. And she
Jesus,
started to
thank you.
cry. I'm like, listen, love. The answer, it will come on the time you don't even expect.
You're close to get your victory.
Believe me
Yeah.
that the answer
It's
is
there.
ready, my love. It's there. And guess what? The next day they call us.
The next day, I said, I cannot, like, you
Really?
cannot give up.
Really?
He grabbed me and said,
Really?
Becky, you cannot give up. You must
The next day-
stay on God.
Oh.
You know, he held me
Really?
very strong.
Really?
I mean, he held me spiritually very strong, and he didn't let me fail.
Yeah.
Then I went to sleep finally after
Because
like 5 hours.
what?
And then in the morning,
Yeah.
the lawyer called me and said, guess what? The documents are ready. Your husband can come tomorrow if he wants.
Oh my
Really?
gosh! How many days were you supposed to meet? 4, 5?
I was around 5.
Oh
Yeah.
my lord!
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that I feel like, no, I'm not living the reality. I don't know, because
It happened after 2 weeks that this guy is telling me in the immigration in Israel, it's gonna pass 6 months until you will hear from us. And it's 2 weeks,
amazing.
and he gave us the answer. 2 weeks. So I was like,
Thank you,
for what I
Jesus.
fly to Mozambique, I could stay in Israel until he
know?
will come.
So,
But God had also planned for us to
Jesus.
fly together, because when we married, we asked the Lord that He will bring us to Israel together.
Together,
So you know, it was part of a plan and
So
everything.
you bring us together.
And then you're here, and now you're here.
Already 1 year in Israel.
Oh my gosh, Jesus!
And one more story.
Jesus.
One more story.
Come on.
About the job,
Yes.
that was also a miracle.
on.
Why? You know, I in my mind, in my heart, in my thoughts, I cannot take this, the name of Jesus, you know? Because every day, even when we was passing something that was very difficult, soon we said the name of Jesus.
Yes.
If here there's no door, there was a door.
We come together.
I'm telling
Wow.
you, it's come to be a door. And then we get there after, like, we gave the papers, it was 3 months.
They have a
Yeah,
process
explain that,
that you need to pass until you get permission of work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when we get here, they said, okay, nice to meet you guys, but your husband cannot work until we say.
Yes.
Now, normally people, they getting to this process like a year or 2 years, and
Yes,
they get
before
their
they can
visa
work.
to
Yeah.
work. And we actually need it because we was living in my parents' house, and we
Yeah.
want our own place, you know.
Of course.
We want to start our life, and we started praying, say, God, we trust in you. And then they're supposed to call us. Okay, we had another interview, and they're supposed to call us the same thing. They told us 2 months, but then it took 3 months. It already was 3 months, and we was praying, and I'm like, Paulo, you're not getting your visa, and I'm getting frustrated. And we start praying about it, and then God actually talked to me, said to me, go to the king like Esther, go to Misrael like Esther went to the king,
Yeah.
and don't worry, I will
And
be
I was
with
like,
you.
no, don't do this.
No, I cannot go and knock the door of the Misrael and say, come on guys, where's my husband's
Yeah,
visa?
yeah.
I need to wait for their decision. And it was very scary, and I was like, I need to go, I'm gonna die like the Queen Esther with the king. What am I
Yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to
yeah.
do? And God said, you must do it, I will be there with you. And I talked with Paulo, like, no, you must wait. I said, okay, I'm gonna wait. Then Paulo said, okay, God, show me and give me a confirmation that you want my wife to go and knock the door in Misrael Pnim. Misrael Pnim in Hebrew is actually the immigration, Minister
Yes.
of Interior. So I'm gonna be saying this a lot because this is in Hebrew.
Yes, that is way.
Yeah. So then the next day, my lawyer, he called us from nowhere. He said, you know what? I think it's already 3 months past, and I think you need to go to Misrad Pnem and you need to go and tell them something about it.
Yeah.
So then Paulo got his confirmation. And then we went next morning to Misrad Pnem, we knocked the door, and the same guy is attending us, and he said, oh guys, I'm so sorry, but your case is not even open. We're so sorry. It's still on the table of the manager. She didn't even have time to read it. But you know what? We're gonna let you know in 3 more months what's going on with you.
Now we're gonna give you the visa that you can.
We're
just,
gonna renew.
It's a tour.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh, yeah,
renew
yeah.
your tourist visa, and you must wait. And we got disappointed. But then we grabbed the Bible, and we
Okay.
we grabbed the Bible and we started to read Psalms 91.
Yes.
I mean, we are
That's a
under
great
your
psalm. That
wings.
is an amazing. Yes.
You are covering us. We are under your plans. We're not trusting in what they said. Because again, when Jesus say yes, nobody can say no, right?
Come on.
So
That's a t-shirt.
we are under your wings, God. Do what you want to do. And 5 minutes after we grab our hands and we pray there, right there.
We was praying inside of the.
And we started there. Jesus, we trust you, Lord. We trust you.
Yeah.
Yes, God. We try. And we're like, oh, feeling Holy Spirit. And we're like, yes, God.
Come
And
on.
everybody's looking at us. We're like, we don't care. We are with the best.
We just let it go, the flow with the God. Like, we
I
don't care what they're gonna
I call the lawyer and I'm like, okay, listen, I don't know what to do actually, but pray with us. And then Paulo is like, Becky, this guy come out and he give him a document with permission of work.
say. Yeah, he just comes.
And they stamp his
There you go,
visa.
Same day.
The same moment, 5 minutes
No,
after.
5 minutes.
After
5
he
minutes.
said,
Really?
wait in 3 months, we're gonna get 5 minutes.
They just
bla-
bring it out.
the stamp of work.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And he's like,
It's
look what.
amazing.
Okay, go
It's
get
amazing.
your visa of work. I'm like, but you said that they have to wait 3 months is more.
Oh.
Go get your visa of work.
Even the guard in the door, he was like, "Give you a visa for work? 6 months and you already get visa
Yeah.
for work?" I was like, "Praise God!"
Thank you, Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And he got his visa, and then he started
And now,
again. Oh my God!
and now you have a job.
Yeah. I'm working.
I've got that upside down.
We
And now
get
you
to-
have a job.
Yeah.
And you're working. You're both working. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
this is actually also a big part. Well, our life is amazing. That's what I said to Heidi the other day, and I said to the Harvest School there in Nazareth Village. I said to them, "Listen, guys. Like, from the moment it's like how can I explain? It's like these games, right? That you go, you start, and then no matter what you do, you cannot stop it. In the
Yes.
moment that you start it, you must go
Finish.
until the end, and even if you want, you cannot stop it because it's already on the way.
Yes,
So I
yes.
feel that my life, my journey with God started in the moment that I get to Africa, and from there until now, it didn't stop, and I cannot stop it. Every day it happened something, every month something happened, in a year something. Like we are already 3 years together in this situation. 3 years. From
Like a
that
roller
time.
coaster.
Yeah.
When you're on the roller coaster,
Yeah,
you
you
can't
cannot
get
stop.
off.
You
You got to
cannot.
ride it to the end.
You have to keep going to the end.
Yes, and then all the time something happened, but it's amazing the way that God has really managed to do the stuff and how He changed our lives and how He worked in our lives through Iris, and I'm very grateful to
Yes.
Iris and especially to Heidi for having this amazing ministry that through this ministry we can know one another, which just by that is amazing. But in this ministry also, I met the love of God. I actually had an encounter with the love of God. And what I said to these guys in Nazareth Village, to say, guys, you don't understand. I don't have the right way to express myself, but I'm very grateful to God and also to this ministry because God changed me. And from that day until today, I'm not the same person. My friends that they know me from before, they know the anger in my eyes. They don't recognize me. They say, oh, you become to be a clown. Because I'm all the time laughing and making jokes. I was not like that.
Wow.
I was a very... And I have witness actually in Iris, the mother of the house, she knows how I was when I get to Iris.
Yeah.
And today I'm laughing and I'm joking and I'm all the time, all the time laughing. But it's the joy of God and I'm
Come
very
on.
grateful. Very grateful.
And the
It's
beautiful
worth it
thing,
to live with Jesus.
The beautiful thing that I really love for this ministry, because first of all, Africa, the main spirit is the witchcraft.
Yeah.
And through this ministry, people, they come to see light.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I know my home is, if I take the picture of a couple of years ago, it was dark.
Yeah.
All Mozambique was dark. You know what I mean? There was not joy. Everybody killed one another, and because we didn't really understand where the salvation it is. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But through this ministry, today if I go to Mozambique, and I can see beautiful places, and I can see people smile and love one another, and I know because the love of God, the light of God, is shining in my country.
Yeah, stop
Because of
for the
this
one, as you
ministry.
say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah. It's so
through
good.
this ministry is really
Yeah. No, it's true. Paulo.
open
Absolutely.
the eyes of my people to see the Messiah.
Yeah.
You know, because
It is a miracle.
like I
It
remember
most definitely is a
around
miracle.
maybe 2000, my grandfather, what he was worship is a tree. Put it like a red material and start to worship in the tree. But through this, something through this ministry, something lift up.
Yes.
Jesus lifted this ministry up, and people they open their eyes, they see the reality.
Oh, praise the Lord.
And even today, if you go ask somebody in the street, you know Jesus? They can say, yes, I know.
Yeah.
I heard about him. But if you was asking 2000, do you know Jesus? I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Because
huge.
everyone that was living under the scene, like they was living the scene, we didn't know what it was doing. But today, we can stand and sing and laugh with the love of God.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story. We got the whole story. This is such it's such an
And we will go
amazing
back to
story.
Mozambique
Yes.
I know. Are you gonna go back to visit? Yeah.
Yeah, we're planning to go there with God's help. I
Good,
really miss my mom. 1 year without my
But
mom.
also God is calling us to live
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We
And-
don't know when.
yeah, so you think you may live there for sometime soon?
We believe maybe for rest
I don't
of
know
our lives,
soon, but I think that maybe in some point of our life we're
And
gonna
I'm
move
sure
completely
God's
there.
going to guide you. He has guided you so far. He's not about to stop.
So you're gonna keep hearing
Guys,
from us.
Yes. We'll keep you updated next podcast. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this amazing love story, this amazing God romantic. It had all the elements of a great story. This is going to be a film. We'll have to turn this into a film soon, I think. This was incredible,
I
guys.
wish.
Thank you so much for sharing your hearts and for being obedient and for following God and for being, taking that time and doing it the right way. It's so encouraging to everyone out there listening to just take that time. Now,
Yeah.
could you just end us? We're going to finish now, but could you just end us? Just pray for any of the people listening out there in our audience who are contemplating relationships and stuff. Just to bless them to be obedient and to follow God.
What I would like also is to advise the people that, if people hearing us these stories about relationship and stuff, what I would like to advise is actually to trust in God and to obey God and to submit to what God have. I know our heart sometimes is telling us things, but we need to obey God and to not play with these things because this is not a joke. It's something
Whoa.
serious.
Come on.
And is demanding a very big responsibility from
Absolutely.
God. When you take this step, you cannot go back. I mean, it's a big responsibility and it's a covenant before God and it's
Whoa.
something powerful. And marriage can be, we are actually so grateful for the marriage that we have. We're
Yeah.
so grateful. I'm happy with Paulo. I mean, Paulo is everything. I said to Mama Heidi the other day, I'm in love with this man. I don't deserve something like that. I mean,
Oh,
God
yeah.
give me everything I need. But it's worthy because we obey God. Imagine if I was not obeying God. Imagine if I was like, nah, I don't want this now. I need other things. But so I encourage these people actually to obey God, to listen to God's voice, to let the Holy Spirit lead. And sometimes even if the husband, the wife doesn't come, it's gonna come. They
Come
need
on.
to be patient. Don't worry. Don't be in a rush. He will bring it.
Come
We
on.
was not ready. We didn't did anything, but he bring it together.
Yeah,
Yes.
together.
So you don't need to do nothing to get your husband, your wife. You don't need to go look.
God,
You don't need.
God's time
He
is perfect.
bring it in His time. He do it, and then it will become to be your story. Now it's our story. We pass it, but then later it will be the story of everybody that is passing through it.
Come on.
So yeah, that is our encouragement and
Come
to
on.
trust God.
And let me
And then we
just
can pray.
because I have some feelings, like it's something I feel right now to say. Just let me go very deep on that. Wait, just a minute.
So cute.
Just a minute. Yes.
Come on, Holy Ghost. Whoa.
Yeah, the only thing that I can say is that it's very important to wait. You know what I mean? It's very important
You did it.
to deny it ourselves,
Exactly.
to wait
Yes,
on God's moment.
that's true.
And many people they think like if they want to marry because they want to get love, they want to be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
But don't
That's
go
right.
with that mentality of I want to find somebody who can love me as I am. Yes, it's good to think like that, but try to say I want to find somebody who I'm going to love as he is. You know what I mean? As a
That marriage is
Christian,
not about to receive,
yeah.
it's about to give.
as a Christian, I believe it's good to love, not to expecting to, to receive the love.
Exactly.
You
to
know
give
what I'm
it.
saying?
So good.
Just
fella.
to give the love and just give the person the love, and you will receive the love you're looking for as well.
Wow.
And that's the message that I have to say.
Amen. Oh, well, guys, thank you so much for listening. This has been an incredible story, and we're going to do another podcast with you guys in a few years' time and see what else crazy stuff's been
Next
happening with
time
you
we're
guys.
gonna
Maybe
be
in Africa, maybe
children.
maybe children, maybe in Jerusalem. Who knows? Where are these guys going to be? But they're going to be with
Yes.
God. That's
Amen.
for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Love you guys. Such a great story. Such a great life. Love you guys. Leave some comments below and get the app so you can download the app on your phone. We've got an Iris Global app for your
Yeah.
iPhone or for your Android.
Yeah.
And then all these podcasts you can watch straight from your iPhone on the app. It's called Iris Global. Just go to the Google Store for Android or go to App Store for iTunes for your iPhone. So, and we've got 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel for this show for Iris After Hours. So, guys, we love you, and we will see you somewhere else in Israel very soon. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
This podcast is presented by Iris Global. For more information or to support the work of Iris Global, please visit us online at irisglobal.org.